Welcome to the Sold Too Early Sports Card Podcast, using my CT scanner for the good of the world, which is what I call my wallet. That's Kai. I'm glowing with radiation. X-rays, actually, because I Googled it. Welcome back to the podcast. Kai, how the hell you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I think it's funny how much this whole CT scanner thing has blown up since Nick kind of brought it to my attention too, and we talked about it.
Yeah, the last month or 6 weeks of that has been really kind of crazy. Just for anyone who is not aware of what's going on, in the last several weeks, proof that CT scans are being used to analyze and scan packs of cards, sealed wax in general, has been more readily available to people. There's a service out there, people offering it. I know we've joked about it in the past. It's of all the conspiracies within sports cards, it's probably my favorite in the fact of it makes the most sense if you're just nefarious. If you have that ability and that technology to you, you are probably using a CT scanner to look at packs of cards.
It's just so funny. I just wonder who the first person was just sitting there thinking about trying it.
It's really kind of genius in the worst way possible because whether or not I condone the behavior, and I don't, obviously, I do appreciate someone who will go outside the law, outside the confined.
It's the gray area.
I do love the moral gray area of life. Also, I probably should have led with this also. Jacob North Shore is actually unfortunately sick. We're pushing the conversation with him back a week. I know that's a weird connection, whatever. I'm sorry. What I will say, though, because I did ask him directly about what we can talk about, and I want to just get it out there first in the podcast because I promised we would have him on, and I lied. The after show, the 2024 after show, whatever they're going to call it, they are going to be doing something else with that, with dealers, organizations, companies, everything like that. It's going to be in Miami, Florida, not in Miami, Ohio. I fucking hope
Thank
so.
God.
Jacob did not specify Miami, Florida. He just said Miami. If it's Miami of Ohio, I'm going to kill him and Lucas by extension. So
that'd be fucking hilarious if it was everyone goes to Miami, Florida. It's in Ohio.
Miami of Ohio is a good troll. I really hope that they put that out there as a joke and then say, no, we're kidding. It's like, hey, it's where you think it is. More information about that will be available. Hopefully we're able to break that news. Jacob, unfortunately, is sick. It is what it is, but listen, I'm happy that he's one of our friends. We'll get him on next week. We'll talk about it. There might be more information, but from conversations that we were having at National, I think, Kai, you were even there for this conversation. I think it's going to be more 2025, spring or summer, but obviously we don't know anything.
Yeah, I feel like it's probably pretty hard to put something together for the next 4 to 6 month range. That would actually end up being good. So I probably would expect it to be around there too.
Yeah, I mean, the earliest I think if they wanted to get something organized would be January or February, because then the rationale is, all right, cool, get out of the snow if you're in the Northeast or just in the North US in general. Come here, come hang out, do a show. They're saying it's more of an experience anyway than just a card show itself. I did directly say to Jacob, if you say it's a movie, I'm going to kill you. he has confirmed. Go for it.
I was just, I will say, with them, I know they're not going to kind of just rush some crappy thing out just to make money or have a crappy show. They're going to probably take their time and put a good amount of money and effort into making it something good.
I want to help them, whatever they end up accomplishing with it. Obviously, they need the marketing help. I've already offered my services because that's what I do for my day job. What is super interesting, and I guess I can say this. I mean, it doesn't really matter because Fanatics Fest is right around the corner. I introduced EJ and Jacob, and they were trying to figure out something for Fanatics Fest, and obviously that was just like
an after show sort of thing.
Some kind of after show or trade night type thing. I'm not sure what the information could or should have been, but obviously it was such a tight turnaround that it didn't make sense for all parties involved.
That's really hard too, because it's New York. I don't know if you could really find something suitable that quickly, because it'd be pretty expensive in general.
I mean, I don't know where Fanatics is headquartered, so I would imagine they have like some kind of like conference room where that was going to be a thing. But I think it's just like it was way too extreme of a turnaround. I would not be shocked if Lucas and Jacob do go the show promoter route and they figure out something for November in Orlando, because obviously, I mean, Orlando and Miami are not right next to each other, but they're in the same state. So,
Probably about 6 hours.
I mean, once again, like they're in the
Yeah,
same
yeah.
state at
They're
least.
relatively close together. Yeah.
Sure, relatively, but obviously, like if they are to figure out something, hey, it might make sense to kind of do like a trial run here at the Fanatic show in November, as opposed to hey, just rush something together now. But frankly, once again, the after show kind of came out of necessity anyway, and we saw in real life what that was like. So it's so fucking crazy, dude. We are 2 full weeks out post national. I think the vibe that we're getting is cards are really kind of hot right now, at least from like a dealer perspective. And this is kind of the last true gauntlet of the 2024 sports card year, because Fanatics Fest is next week. And then you have Burbank the following week, and then Dallas. So
Yeah, I would say, in my opinion, pretty safely, I think you could say cards will probably stay this hot. Like, this is probably the craziest I've seen the market in a while for at least the next 3 months. I mean, you have shows, you have football season, and then I think Christmas time is about when it typically starts to die for a month or two every year.
I think I'm gonna disagree slightly. I'm gonna say mid-October, after like the major shows kind of wrap up for the year, because obviously right now we are in a very hot period. Once the football hype kind of dies, which generally is like the first couple weeks of the year, then I think you'll kind of see like a real cool off happen, at least until basketball picks up at, what basketball tips off like
Well,
around Halloween.
I was
right?
going to say, I disagree with your disagreement, because that's like right when basketball starts.
Well, what I was gonna say is like I'm gonna say there's gonna be a little cool off, then basketball, and then cool off again as we get to Christmas time. So don't be surprised.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, I can't really think of a time outside of like COVID or stuff was this. This is.
I wouldn't
know.
go that far.
It's
If you're talking,
really good right now.
if you're talking about like the ability to move cards, I think there's a conversation. Now, if you're talking about profits or prices, obviously it's just not the same. But I do believe a lot of people are feeling pretty good about cards. Maybe not like if you bought at 2020 or 2021 prices, but if you're someone who does actively deal and sell and trade, I mean, I'm moving inventory in and every day. I wouldn't say that I have as much free capital as I generally do, but I've also been able to organize plenty of deals pre and post national that have been financially good. I have 10 packages of DC Sports right now, just waiting for those to sell off, and then I'm going to take all of that money and buy high-end inventory again. But right now, with so many major shows, I'm kind of sitting more inventory heavy than I generally like to. But the funny thing is, it keeps moving, so it's kind of a good world to be in right now.
Yeah, I would say in terms of like volume of cards just moving around, like that's what I would kind of say is like the highest I've seen in a long time. Like not necessarily profit margins, but like just cards exchanging hands so fast.
You've done pretty good though since the national. Like I think that you kind of needed the kick in the ass to like.
I did.
You had to be reminded like how much fun this industry really is.
Yeah.
I think for like a couple months you were more like not stepping back, but you were like doing more PC stuff. You were doing like other projects, which is awesome, dude. I mean, it's super nice to be able to like always be able to come back and like pick back up in more of the dealer side of sports cards and like have that ability right away. There's not much of a turnaround time other than just like finances that you have free. But you really have actually been killing it. I know you're using Discord a lot more. I know that you obviously made a nice deal with Joey of Joey D's Cards, who's our friend, who's on a podcast every now and again. And I feel like you kind of like needed that little push again to like find that dealer side of you again too. So
yeah, I would say the deal I made with Joe probably like kickstarted me back into things.
Good.
Like before that, honestly, I was really just doing mostly like grading and then selling it in bulk. Like I really wasn't doing the like buying lots like you and flipping it for probably about a year or so.
I think that these are skills that just never go away. I mean, obviously, when times are good, you're going to want to do more of it. You're going to be more aggressive. I mean, I have been incredibly aggressive in cards since I got back from my honeymoon because I had to be. I knew this was a very aggressive time. When I am sitting here in, early December, I probably will be sitting mostly with cash and kind of just buying decent deals. I feel like the last time to really push is these next 45, 50 days, make your money for the year, get some cool PC items if you're able to, if that's what you're interested in, and then chill out for 2 months. Because after Thanksgiving or the week before Thanksgiving, which is the Chicago Spectacular, there's no shows. You're not going to be doing anything. People are going to be obviously more focused on their family, their loved ones. Maybe a couple decent deals every now and again, but like the slowdown will happen. We'll be sitting here saying, "Oh, cards are slow right now," but for good reason. I think that we are the next 45 days will make the rest of your year, which I don't think is a crazy thing to say.
I'm interested to see how the holiday dip this year compares to last year. Because I mean, I could be wrong, but I feel like last year was one of the more like dramatic like price drop-offs I've seen in like a 2-month span.
Yeah, it's gonna happen again. I mean, dude, real talk. I missed the football boat this year. I had more important shit going on, wedding, honeymoon, whatever. I completely missed the boat. I'm gonna buy football now, like October and November. When people start paying attention to basketball, I'm gonna start buying quarterbacks again.
You're gonna buy Mason Rudolph or who?
Oh yeah, I do have the Mason Rudolph stuff. I eventually need to actually sit down and process those cards. They're literally in my closet.
You better be ready to sell those next week if he plays well.
When does the preseason obviously started, so like
next week, real preseason.
Like actually this Sunday,
Yeah.
like this Sunday. Okay.
No,
cool.
next Thursday.
Oh,
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
I need to check the schedule real quick, actually, because I should probably have those ready. So the 49ers play the Titans on August 10th. Okay, so this Saturday coming up actually is their first game. I don't know how much Mason Rudolph will play, but he is the backup, so he'll probably play at least a quarter. But usually that first preseason game is more like...
He might play a lot. You'd be surprised.
Yeah, I mean, there's some weird things going on in the NFL this year already with like players who are not going to play in the preseason. McCaffrey got hurt; he's going to miss the entire preseason.
Okay, he was never playing in the preseason.
Let me finish my list. Aaron Rodgers, who probably should play a little bit because he was injured, not playing. Bryce Young is not going to play the preseason. I don't believe Caleb.
Dude, we didn't play Desmond Ridder but one drive last year.
It's really kind of a weird thing.
Dumb.
Like, you need your quote unquote franchise players to at least have some live reps.
It's just how it is, though. I don't see that changing.
There's only 3 preseason games now. At least I believe so.
I already Kirk Cousins isn't playing at all.
That one's weird. I mean, I really can see Kirk Cousins missing the first game or two of the season. Like,
no, he's perfectly fine. He's literally doing mixed scrimmages with the Dolphins right now.
Okay. I mean, like, Achilles injuries are always kind of weird, but his game is not predicated on speed.
So. He doesn't run around like Michael.
Yeah, all right, fair enough. All right, I get it. I don't know. We're gonna do some football projections and like fun things like that probably in a week or two. I mean, I don't even know what my fantasy football drafts are. I know we're doing one with a lot of the Sold Too Early crew, us, Mikey, Joe, I believe Lane as well. That's 6. Sheik, who's been on this podcast, is 7. Maybe Joey. Joey's been on here actually. So. I don't know if Meeks is gonna be on this podcast. Sorry.
He's doing fantasy, I think.
I think he is. Meeks has never been on, which would be a fun conversation.
Maybe he won't draft, but he'll have a team.
Yeah, that's at least 8 or 9 people. Matt from Alt should be on there. That's 9 or 10.
We'll have probably about 10 people, I would think.
Yeah, I mean, the other person I could think of would be like Tyler, Hot Corner. So, like, honestly, everyone who's basically been on this podcast, we're going to be in a fantasy football league with.
I was going to say, I don't know if you want to do this or not based on how the last one went, but we could do some sort of podcast at Dallas as well.
Oh, yeah, that's a good thing, too. You're going to be actually at the Dallas Card Show in September. You're going to have a showcase with me, which is fun. We can definitely try the one thing that it's a good experience to try doing live podcasts. The one thing that was unfortunate with the Orbit, which is where kind of actually ended up staying, not in the same room, but I mean, you never know, was just like the internet was kind of like, okay.
I feel like Dallas is probably better for that, I would assume, right?
Yeah, Dallas is probably better for that. We can definitely try. The main thing that I've realized about the Dallas Card Show is I'm going to fly in Wednesday night and leave Saturday night. That Sunday is going to be the worst fucking day of any card show in the entire year because it's week 1 of the NFL season.
That was last year as well, right? Exact same thing.
I think it was the exact same thing.
Yeah, I'm getting in there. I'm getting in like 7 o'clock Thursday morning and then leaving Saturday night too.
Don't go to that show on Sunday unless you're local. Get out of there before 12 p.m. Central, I guess, because that's 1 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, like that is going to suck if you're there at the end of the show. I booked it incorrectly and Casey called me out on it. I was leaving Sunday night and I would have been so miserable had I kept that flight originally.
I would not want to be you.
No,
imagine we both get our flights canceled and we have to go, so we have to stay there Sunday.
I'm gonna bring my laptop and I'm gonna have that Red Zone on. I'm just gonna stream it, like whatever. Like I'd be pissed,
yeah.
But at least at that rate, you can watch like the 1 p.m. or noon the noon games. I'm really kind of just.
Oh, that's so weird. It's at noon there.
I know, because we're on the Eastern. Yeah, nothing's better than 1 p.m. Eastern, just sitting there and being like, all right, cool, we're good.
Dude, imagine living on the West Coast. I could not do that. Like, what would that be, 10 o'clock?
It would be, yeah, it'd be 10 o'clock.
And then the London games are what, like, I don't even know what time that would
be. I think their games for London, I think they start at like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. West Coast.
Yeah, because they're at like 7 Eastern, I think.
Yeah, so those are generally like.
That's a no.
If the London game kicks off at 1 p.m. London time, it's going to be like 6 or 7 a.m. Eastern, and then obviously 3 or 4 a.m. West Coast, which is just fucking brutal, especially if you're a fan of one of those teams.
Oh, man.
I don't know. I am excited for Dallas. I'm excited for Burbank. Fanatics Fest, the more I hear about it, the more I'm excited. I actually was upgraded on my booth for Fanatics Fest. I now have a corner booth. I'm so fucking famous and cool. Look at me. That one is going to be interesting only because I am not staying in a hotel for it. I'm commuting to and from New York City for 3 days. Probably literally the most I've been in New York City since COVID. I'm not looking forward to that part of it. But,
what does that look like for you? Like an hour each way or something?
It's more of like an hour and a half. I can take the train into the city, which would take me to MSG. But I'd rather the bus is easier for me. So
which one are you more likely to be robbed on?
The train.
Really? Than a bus?
Well, a bus, like, how is someone going to rob me on a bus?
Well, I mean, how is someone going to rob you on a train? What, are they going to jump off?
I guess, all right, well, I guess the subway is the worst option, but like I'm not going to take the subway either. A bus, I mean, the trick really is, and unfortunately, like I am the most negative person about New York City. I fucking hate it. I didn't like working in there when I was there for 3 or 4 years before COVID. Just not my speed. My trick is I'm going to look as poor as possible. I don't want anyone looking at me like I have
no
fucking
clothes.
Clothes probably gonna bring. Don't want to attract too much attention, but I want to look as like lower middle class as possible, so no one bothers me. And that's walking through New York City. That's leaving the show. That's getting to the show. I don't want to be fucking bothered by a single human being.
You probably aren't gonna do this, but I would probably like put your cards in like a backpack.
I'm gonna do that. Like okay. Anyone who brings a Zion case to a card show in New York City, a media target. Yeah. Like, unfortunately, my nefarious side of my brain is just like, yo, if I was a criminal, I'm gonna look for like the 12-year-old kid, 13-year-old kid with a Zion case, like, that's my mark. Let's get him. Like,
free money.
It's just so shitty. I don't like that I think like this, but unfortunately, you just can't trust anyone or anything. And yeah, I am gonna have the most generic looking backpack. just not even gonna like. I might not even bring like an Apple Watch, frankly. Like I might just leave that at home. Just give
Or you think
no
they're
one
gonna
out.
like tackle you and strip you down of everything you have?
No, but like I
Dude, if
just.
they can get an Apple Watch off you, like it's just over at that point.
I mean, listen, stealing a watch is easier than you would think, Kai. It's really not that hard.
Fair.
So, according to sources, not me. I have not stolen watches, but if I did it, here's how I would. No, I'm kidding. But like, the issue is like, and I said this about Atlantic City when the National happened there. So many people are not from New York, New Jersey, PA, Connecticut, whatever. Like, that's not the tri-state area. That's more than 3 states. But like, the Northeast is just like this very rugged and aggressive area, which thankfully that's how I've learned how to be my entire life. Awesome. If you're flying in for this show, yo, do not fucking talk to anyone. Don't do anything. Don't fucking look like you have money. Guess what? You might be the biggest fucking hype beast in the
Start
world.
speaking a different language.
I agree. Just start learning French. No, but like you can think you're hot shit, but guess what? Oh, that's a knife. Oh, that's a gun. Like that does happen. So don't look like you have money. Let someone else be the fucking target. You just walk away and act like a normal person. It's just not. I don't know. Just not that
I'm
hard.
letting the natives speak on this. I don't really know anything about it.
Nah, I don't know. I don't like New York City, and my bias about it is clearly showing. But I think that's good advice anyway. Just don't make yourself a target. Don't do it. At least like Dallas, it doesn't matter. It's a hotel. Like you're fine. Cleveland, you're in Cleveland. You got to Uber to the show.
If you get robbed in wherever the fuck we were in Cleveland, like I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, between the hotel and the Uber, if you got robbed in the Uber, you deserve it. At that
Speaking
rate.
of that, you made us get in an Uber that wasn't our Uber, but it ended up being our Uber.
How did I do that? What are you
Uber
talking about?
Casino.
Oh yeah, that was weird. So that's not you're saying that like I got us in the wrong.
No, yeah, it wasn't your fault at all. It was just really weird.
Yeah, so what happened was Kai, Mikey, and I were leaving the casino at like midnight. Mikey was actually not with us. Mikey was not.
No,
He was at a different hotel. So
we got robbed.
Mikey's gone. I haven't seen him since. I wonder why. No. So we got an Uber. It was like it was right there, which was sick. Like we were still like in the casino, like leaving as the Uber's already there, and it was the right car but the wrong license plate. I'm like, oh, this is bad. But like the Uber driver like convinces like, oh no, it's me. I'm like, we're gonna die. I was not happy.
He had the picture of you on his app.
He did have the picture, so I knew it was actually us. But I've told the story before, but I'll tell this one first. I was coming home from a show in either Dallas or Burbank, whatever it was, and the same thing happened. But it like was not the car; it was the driver. But I'm like, that's not my Uber. That's not my guy. He's like, no, it's me. I'm like, I'm gonna die here. Like, I'm so fucked. I'm gonna lose all my cards. I'm gonna get robbed. Thankfully, did not happen. And the other story, which has happened recently, which I think I've told, I got the last time I was in Dallas. So May, meet up with my friend Ben. Like, just saw him at the airport. Like, walk out, see him, have a conversation. Uber driver pulls up. I get in, Ben gets in, and an Asian woman comes up to us and says, like, hey, you sideswiped my car. And I'm just like, what? No, we didn't. And then the Uber driver's like, no, get in. And like sped away, whatever, did not even like engage with this woman. And I just agreed with whatever the guy said, I was agreeing with. Don't care what it is, how he did it. Yep, dude, you're right. Let me just, I'm gonna agree with you and live. So yeah, that was fun. He sideswiped an Asian woman's car.
It's about the most exciting thing that'll ever happen to a card collector.
Yeah, they're not gonna lose their virginity, so you know. Got him. What do you want me to say, Kai? You set me up for any kind of joke I could have said there. Just gonna leave me hanging, aren't you? Why? Why? Why, Kai?
I'm trying to think of what else we could even talk about.
I don't know. This is kind of like it's not a weird spot because there's so much going on.
I feel like we always say that.
Yes
Lately, at
and
least.
yes and no. I at least think it because cards really only follow what you're willing to put into them. You basically took a year off in a way of like flipping cards, doing deals, whatever. I mean, you obviously were still doing stuff, but you took a different approach. And I don't know how many percentage of deals would you say you've made in the last 2 weeks compared to the month before the national?
Oh, I mean, like night and day, probably like
Yeah,
5 times as many.
yeah, because you put some effort into it.
Yes. Thanks, Dave.
You said it yourself.
No, I'm just kidding.
Like, this is an industry where it rewards your hard work. And I mean, yeah, you can find deals that just fall into your lap if you have an Instagram page that people DM you about deals and don't have to make buying posts anymore, which is super cool. Thank you guys. Somehow, dude, I have 21,000 followers on Instagram. How the fuck did that happen?
Okay, Roth's cards.
No, he's got more than me, but like he cares.
Well, I was kind of referencing. I saw people saying something along the lines of like he bought followers or something.
He did buy followers. He bought followers on YouTube.
Oh, I don't really keep up with that, but
yeah, that one I can 100% confirm because I spent the last 11 years working on YouTube. I can spot bullshit when I see it. I'm actually trying to check super quickly if he still has 90,000 followers. He does. He still buying followers? I don't know if he's still buying followers. Are we gonna do this conversation? You want to do this? All right.
this is up to you, Mr. Marketing.
Yeah, I'll do it because I'm an expert in this conversation. So I will. Was not expecting to go this route, but hey, it is what it is.
But while that loads real quick, I don't know if you noticed this too, but I didn't have anyone walk by me with a camera the entire national.
No, I didn't have a camera either. This is Roth's YouTube subscriber base. As you can see, Kai, I know you're an expert in all these things. What do these numbers look like? Pretty low, give or take.
What is that?
That is his weekly subscribers.
Gotcha.
From 2021 to 2024.
Is that like thousands or what?
No, this is hundreds.
Hundreds?
So I'll make this a little bit larger. So leading up to when he bought followers, 200 subscribers a week, 200, 100, 200, 300, 12,000.
Well,
15,000, 18,000.
Is there a correlation with the views, or did he buy views too?
So there is a correlation, but the views are pretty consistent here to lead up to his channel. All right, this is all organic, looking nice. Starts to trend up, but here's the difference, Kai. This is not hundreds of thousands of viewers or even millions of views. This peaks at 159,000 weekly views. That's not a small amount of views by any means, but you're telling me that 10% of people who watched his content overall in a week subscribed. That's not how.
Yeah, I don't know if that's like crazy or not. Like you would know better.
That is so beyond ridiculous that it's not even true.
What is the average like rate? Probably like 2%.
It depends on the content creator. The average person roughly has anywhere between 5% to 30, maybe 40% of people who are engaging with their content be active subscribers. What this signals here is of the 10% of people who watched his content that week who were not subscribed, then subscribed. That's not true. It's not how that works. Even these are kind of fishy to a lesser degree. I mean, how do you go from 40,000 subscribers gained in a month to 100? That does signal to me that he bought followers then.
I guess he could. I mean, I haven't really looked, but does he have like a couple videos that popped off or something?
I looked at this when it happened. I don't believe so. So, all right, cool. I'm just Mr. Bad Guy now, but you did bring it up.
Radio.
I do like sports car radio. That is true. Shut up. He made national content that makes sense. It would go off virally. but nothing here kind of goes like, oh, he had 1 million views or he had 500,000 views. This is like fine content from a viewership perspective, but if you have 100,000 followers, it's okay. You're getting between 10 to 50% engagement, pretty good, but how many of those do you think are real? The answer is probably closer to like 50,000, maybe 60. I don't know. It's not nothing here signals double audience size in a short period of time. But what do I know? Just 11 years YouTube experience. So yeah.
Is there a reason that graph cuts off in May?
It doesn't cut off in May. This is all weekly, so this actually goes to August 5th. So, like, how much of this is organic? I don't know. He probably raised his floor from 100 subscribers a week to like 500 to 1,000. Possibly. Fake numbers work real well because if you have more followers, that means people think you're good. Hello, I have 21,000 Instagram followers. I'm a fucking asshole. Why are you following me? But big number equals you're an industry leader. You're an expert. We want to follow you. So you can lie. You can lie pretty well. So how much of that is now a lie versus how much of it is truth? This is egregious. This is very, very egregiously ball followers. Everything beyond that, I don't know. Does it matter? No. YouTube might not give him a silver plaque. I can't wait for that post to come out in like 6 months to a year because they're very slow about doing that. But I don't know. It doesn't really matter to me. I don't really care.
Yeah, this doesn't really affect our life at all. I was just
No, it doesn't. And I was not prepped to even talk about that until you had mentioned it as a joke. And then I went on my nerd rant because this is like the only thing that I'm good at is like YouTube. Okay, that's about it. Yeah.
buying weird cards and making money on them.
There's a very short list of things I want to do. Hey, you want a Randy Savage Gold?
That's such a card.
Want a Randy Savage Gold 8.5? I've been offered 800.
Do you remember when WWE Prism was like just stupid?
I mean, Lane sold his The Rock PSA 10 for something ridiculous.
Oh wow, sorry, this is totally off topic, but Billy Bean just died.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Wait, the fucking A's GM? Yeah. How? What? He just came out a couple days ago talking. What the fuck? He had leukemia? Jesus Christ. Did he literally just like a day or two ago was talking about the A's.
I didn't even know something was wrong with him.
Or was he not? Did he not just kind of talk about the A's? Yeah, he opened up about 2 days ago. He was talking about Oakland, the fans, the Coliseum, what's next. What the fuck? Dude, that's so bad. That's awful.
It's a crazy episode.
Wow. I mean that's just awful.
That's like the movie one, right?
Yeah, that's the Moneyball.
Yeah, it's the same guy.
Yeah, that's why I was shocked what you just said. I did want to check now is what The Rock went for. I believe this one was Lane's. It was not the one that did 100 grand. It was the second one. Either it was his or he helped facilitate the sale of the one that did 16.8. The one doing 126 is just like peak.
Lane has the doesn't he have like a courtside one, field level or whatever, from Select
Octagon one or whatever?
Yeah, he had the Select one, I think.
This one, I think he either split or helped make the sale of. Lane has some of the most insane cards ever, or connections to some of the most insane cards ever. So that's not really shocking to me.
That was Lane's.
This one?
Yeah. I'm pretty confident. I could be wrong, but I thought it was that.
Wait, what the fuck? How did... Okay, hang on. I'm stupid. Oh, that's select. Okay, so
Yeah, I'm pretty confident he had like the courtside one.
so this is quite stupid. 2022 Prism and Select, not the same product any means, but these photos are pretty similar if you want to look at it a little
Yeah,
bit kind.
it's kind of like inverse what side he's on. Oh wait, no, it's not. It's like that's pretty
It's
crazy.
not the same person or the same photo, but it's really close. And they're both 2022, but the difference is 20x. Not
Well, I
20.
think that's
50.
because that's his. Yeah, I don't have a good reason.
Yeah, there's no good reason for that. It's 15x also, dummy, not 20. Yeah, that's really kind of weird. Yeah, I don't know.
I was trying to find the photo on his account, but I don't see it anymore. So maybe he deleted it.
It's
Oh,
possible.
got it.
Oh, yeah, there it is. All right, so that was the one that did 8 grand. I don't know who owned the the Prism one, the 2023. Whatever, it is what it is. Go figure.
Not us.
Cards are, yeah, not neither of us. I would not spend 8 grand on a WWE card, but I also don't watch wrestling. It's just not my thing. I don't know. I'm gonna get in trouble for this episode, Kai. I hope you're happy.
Why?
I called card collectors virgins. I made fun of Roth for buying followers. I mean, that's weeks old. What other old drama can I bring up since I'm already like gonna get in trouble for this? What's some good juicy drama that we missed?
Sorry, I only collect cards for the love of the hobby.
You're a fucking loser. Oh, speaking of losers, Topps Chrome does not.
That's a good topic. That is a good topic.
That was a good poll. Topps Chrome looks like shit, and people are
so
pissed
bad.
about it. I'm gonna pull up the pictures.
It sold out in like a minute as well.
But like, are you really? I'm not shocked at that at all because like people have to like kind of sell it, either breaker wise or just like the fact of trying to look good. I mean, let me pull back at my screen. The only thing I will say is the Wemby looks nice. This is a nice looking card. I mean, it sucks that he doesn't have the Spurs logo, but like he's still
it looks really cheap to me, like the basketball in the bottom left corner.
So for what they can do with the card, or at least with Victor, I do like what they've done. I like the sideways post. It looks better than Prism. The obvious difference is does not say San Antonio Spurs on it. The basketball does look kind of cheesy. I'll give you that. The rookie logo is okay.
I like the rookie logo on there at least.
I mean, I like that it has a rookie logo. I don't know if I like how it looks, but
that's
like,
what I meant. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
I like how they did the photo. I mean, it's not obvious that it's no license, I guess.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I like that. This is kind of cheesy. I wonder if they're going to use this for Topps Chrome football one day. Like, obviously, as a football, not a basketball.
Probably,
fun fact.
Right?
Yeah, probably. That's just fucking. That's bad.
Wish a toddler drew it.
Youthquake. Be careful. Be careful who you give a Youthquake to. Josh Primo, Wander Franco.
Actually, that doesn't make any sense.
What?
I don't think he did that.
Well, Josh Primo exposed himself to a woman.
I'm trying to think of
multiple times. Karl Malone.
Yeah, just throw him on there. Oh, Karl Malone, good example.
Yeah, that's a classic. That one never goes out of style. You know the kid that he ended up having because he was a diddler, became an NFL player, right?
Ray Lewis?
No, that's not what I just said, Kai.
No, who was it?
I don't remember his name. Hang on.
Became the legend of CJ Stroud.
That'd be really funny. No, it's Darian Bell.
Yeah, he's obviously not very good.
Well, he was a 7th round pick. The fact that his illegitimate son became an NFL player is pretty neat.
Oh my God, he made the NFL. He didn't play high school football or go to college to play football. How's that possible?
Wait, where does it say that?
The top paragraph.
After playing college football at Northwestern State,
Well, read the last couple sentences.
he is notable for making the NFL and playing for half a decade without ever playing a down of high school football, or having gone to college with the intention of playing football. Okay. I mean, now we're going to go down the rabbit hole here. Hang on.
That's such a name.
I would pronounce it as Demetrius or Demetrius. I don't
That
know.
might be racist.
How was that?
That's
was
not even
2 weeks in a
close
row.
to what it said.
What?
That's not even close to what it said. It said like
Oh.
Demetrius. Wait,
That's college basketball. Hang on. More rabbit hole here.
his name's Demetrius. Oh wait, I'm losing my mind.
Demetrius.
That's not how it was spelled on the other page. See,
Formerly
Demetrius.
known as Okay, so Demetrius is probably right, but that is.
Oh, he changed his name.
Yes, so
Jeez,
we're
what is
not.
wrong with this family?
Bell, who was spelled his first name Demetrius until 2012, when he discovered it was actually spelled Demetrius. Yo, what the fuck is going on here? How does that happen?
If you're still tuned in, thank you.
Yeah, for real. That means at 28, he found out how his name was actually spelled. Jesus Christ. That sucks. I would just stick with my name as is that right. If someone told me my name tomorrow was what's a funny way to spell David or another name? David. I don't know. I would just keep David. I would just ignore whatever I was told from now on. Anyway, back to this. So Demetrius was not very good, it looks like, for college basketball. Averaged 4 points a game. 47% from the field. 40 never shot a three, my bad. That's 2 points. Okay. What were your college football stats? This is a good rabbit hole, Kai, that we have found. He was an offensive lineman? Okay. He was an instant starter 3 weeks prior to last year's season opener. Blah 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 blah. Moving from defensive end to offensive tackle due to injuries to other players. All right, cool. Like you play 40 games, just never. Okay, that's the rabbit hole. What was I talking about? Oh, Youthquake jokes and Carmelone. We're back, baby. I figured out where the plot was. Yeah, this looks like shit. Be careful who you give Youthquakes to. We don't need another Josh Giddey. You pulled Joshua Primo. You didn't get Josh Giddey. You were halfway there. Yeah, that's on you. That's your fault. That looks so shitty. That looks fucking so bad. Also, coast to coast, but it's not over the U.S. It's like halfway across the U.S. It's in the water. What is the coast to coast supposed to mean then? Is it more international players? Then why is it over the? Why are you using the U.S. map then? Season's best. Okay.
That looks so bad.
So bad. Why are the basketballs purple? Yeah, half purple, half green.
They're getting
or orange.
launched at him.
Literally for real. Sudden impact.
That one doesn't look terrible. It doesn't look good though.
I mean, yeah, that's not good.
This looks
just
like
looks
Marvel, but a rip off of it.
Yeah, this looks like another like knockoff. I know this is probably predating like Netmarbles and everything like that. I'm sure it does. Just double check. I have to imagine that is
2021, I think.
Okay, yeah, so it's from like the 90s. Fair enough. That's like an actual like throwback. Just looks like shit here. That's okay.
I mean, it's basically just film over a photo.
Yeah, reminds me of God damn it, what was it? Gala? Gala basketball was sick.
Yeah.
Everyone who's not Gala basketball only was really around for a couple of years.
I
For
think it was
I
like
know.
2 years, maybe 3 years.
Gala was a cool product.
They had the like the number insert where like it was numbered to their jersey, right?
There was one where it was numbered to 8. I don't know if it was.
Well, it had like
That?
it had like the picture of them and like their number next to them, and then it was like numbered to their number.
Okay, I vaguely understand what you're talking
Those go
about.
for. I was gonna say those go for a lot usually.
There's a nice Kobe number to 8. Lightly damaged Kobe number to 8.
Lightly damaged has a bite mark in it.
Ooh, I'm not gonna respond how I want to. Ooh, I have to be good.
What?
It was not on the helicopter. I don't feel good about that one.
Oh, there it goes. Our podcast.
Listen, I have already found myself a hole, and I have jumped gracefully.
That, right there.
This one, yeah, number 8.
That's what I'm. They're not all numbered to 8, are they?
They are.
Oh, that's kind of stupid.
Yeah, this is Chronicles, which is interesting. So I guess.
Oh, I think they're numbered to like the year. It's like 2018's out of 8.
I mean, that's possible.
I don't know.
Dude.
I'm just gonna give up.
That's fine. I've already given up too on this podcast and my credibility.
Yeah,
So that's pretty neat. These are pretty cool cards, though. Yeah, I don't really. Top Chrome's gonna be interesting to me because I'm gonna steal Lane's opinion here because I agree with it. It's gonna be really hyped for a week. All the breakers are gonna have it out there. Oh man, Youthquake, Josh Primo, and then no one's gonna give a shit in a year or two when Topps actually gets the license. I do wonder. Oh, I guess they don't have. LeBron will be interesting. I don't. Do they have his? He can sign cards for this product, right?
they own Upper Deck, right?
Topps does not own Upper Deck, or Fanatics doesn't own Upper Deck. Do they?
Yeah, that was the first
Really?
company they bought,
Hang on.
I think, or one of the first ones. Remember, people were freaking out about how they could make Exquisite again.
There's a rumor that Fanatics is buying Upper Deck.
I thought that already happened like months ago. I thought.
Well, LeBron James signed a Fanatics deal. He left Upper Deck in 2024. So, yes, LeBron can sign Topps Chrome products. I'm a little shocked that there's not a preview of that.
It's a surprise.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. I mean, he obviously had the one with his son.
I think the price is baked in that he's gonna have autos.
Yeah, I mean they're at what? They were at $240 a box or $270 a box.
The price / the demand, yeah. Well, not really demand, but you know.
No,
reselling.
there's definitely demand for it. I just don't.
Anyone who like knows anything doesn't want the box though. I feel like. I mean, all of us think it looks terrible.
Yeah, this is interesting. So yeah, it was Bowman U that was LeBron and Bronny James that did 114 grand.
Which
Okay.
doesn't Topps own Bowman.
Yeah. Okay, so then LeBron theoretically does have or could have autos in the set. Really weird that they're not showing it unless they're just saving it, which is fair. But I just can't imagine they're gonna have the best auto checklist.
Yeah, it just feels like something they wouldn't put. Like, I feel like they wouldn't have made this product if they didn't have LeBron's autos ready to go.
I mean, they have Wemby too, which
I don't think that carries a product that looks this shitty.
I think it does actually. I would be very surprised, Kai, if the first Wemby auto hits eBay auction. I'm not saying it's gonna get paid, by the way. The first Wemby auto hit auction from Topps Chrome is gonna do 10 grand, if not more. Even a base number.
I don't think it'll be like that. I think like just a base
There's-
auto. I think it's probably about the same as like a Bowman Chrome U.
No, I'm gonna disagree because it's a pro uni. I mean, how many autos does Wemby even have in general right now? A couple dozen
He
between.
has Inception, Bowman Chrome U, Tops now, a couple
Yep,
different Tops nows.
yep.
Um, I think that's probably about it, right?
There's really not.
There's
There's
about 5 or 6 different ones, I'd say.
and how many of those are pro uniform? Just one, like all the tops now ones, if even.
Yeah, there's draft or like the
The pajama one.
photoshopped uniform or whatever. Yeah.
I'm gonna just see if I can, if there's any like NBA uniform autos. I mean, obviously he has like kabooms and stuff, which like are not what I'm talking about. Because even like his dynasty one with like Aaron Judge is Yankees because he threw out a first pitch for the Yankees.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Allen and Ginter has Wemby autos. The tops now encased one. I'll just show my screen again because none of these are San Antonio. They're not obviously. They're not San Antonio Spurs, obviously, because they can't do that. But like that's just a black and white jersey. Obviously, that's his.
Has a dynasty one sold yet?
I have these for reference.
But does he not have? Doesn't he have like one by himself or no?
He does. Hang on, I'll just.
That's what I was kind of.
So we'll go by price and see if I can find pictures. There's the super. There's the red inscribed. Here's one. Holy shit! 20 grand.
That's what I was. Oh yeah, that's. I mean, that was also like Mania.
Oops, moving my microphone over a bit. Yeah, this is really scary. That's 20 grand for a dynasty. This is 15 for a star. What would the star be if it was the Yankees?
That's probably the jersey he wore.
No, it is, but he wore a Yankees jersey, unless that was like somehow like all-star related.
I'm guessing it's just some sort of like part of the patch. I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. That's him and Judge at 14. There's the one I was talking about before. That's the Wemby from Allen and
That's just disgusting.
Yeah, that's not a pretty one. So this is that's another one I was thinking of. I thought it could be possibly Spurs, but it's not. Actually, not for nothing. That's a pretty good way to design a card with no license. I like that.
I'm just not a fan of stuff. I mean, I guess it's what you take what you can get, but I just don't think that looks good.
It's for what they can do. I actually like this design more than the Topps Chrome one.
Fair. I'm just not a big fan of like the Topps now basketball cards.
No, you're not. I completely agree, which is why I think that these Topps Chrome autos could actually have some good staying power. And I think the first one to go to auction is going to do way more than you imagine. They're going to drop immediately after, or it's not going to get paid for.
I guess we'll see. I mean, I can't say that you're crazy saying that, but it does sound crazy in my head a little bit.
It does, but like the first one to get to market, dude, if you pull first off, if you pull one of these cards, you go to fucking old school or bring it to a show and just pray someone's going to overpay you before a comp comes out.
First question, though, do you think they'll be live?
Yeah, now those are going to be live cards. There's no way the Topps can make that product and have them be redemptions.
I agree. I was just curious what you would say.
For as hyped as this is going to be, or as hyped as Topps wants you to think it's going to be, you can't get away with that being a redemption. I understand like when these are coming out in this time last year, this is June 2023, so whenever the Bowman U came out for him, like, yeah, he was coming over, hey, there's more important things. But like with Topps kind of like squeezing or Fanatics squeezing kind of the industry, these has to be live autos. And I mean, he's obviously signed a bunch in the past. Like, there's so many live versions of his autos. So like, I think that those are redemptions. Are those redemptions, Kai? The long-term availability or resaleability of these boxes goes to 0.
Well, no, because they do the thing where you have 10 years now.
Fair. All right. Yeah, you're right.
But I also know that one of their main things is they don't want redemptions in products, which I like.
I do like that too. I will give Topps a lot of credit for this. I had a Noah Shanwell Series 1 gold auto that I bought at the National, redeemed it, and it's shipping back to me. I'll have it like Saturday. So that was 2.5 weeks for a random redemption to get sent to me. So
Mhm.
I do think Topps is gonna do better for this industry than Panini did. Panini really just has not and will not give a fuck. Oh, you remember all the downtowns, Kai, that came out
Oh,
of
we didn't talk about that. Yeah,
I completely I forgot about it because
I did too.
I I just assume Fanatics, or I'm sorry, not Fanatics. I just assume that Panini will do the absolute fucking worst thing they could ever do. If there's something that Panini can do wrong, they are accelerating towards it at blistering speeds. Hey, you kids like them kabooms? We're gonna make them look like shit, and then we're gonna make sure none of them can grade well. Because fuck you, that's why. Hey, you like them downtowns? Sure, here's 40 of them. The amount of
Well,
people who
I
came
saw
up to me,
some like conspiracy about like one packing center like had a bunch of first off lines that got messed up or something.
I saw that too. That's at least what Panini is saying. Now, is that possible? Yes. Will Panini do anything about it to change it? No, because they don't give a shit. They've lost the battle. Um, I don't. There's no world where Panini can hold on to the exclusive licensing for the NFL or the NBA. Obviously, we are in like a very messy divorce type thing going on with Panini and Fanatics as a result, and collectors are suffering. So next 2 or 3 years is still gonna be kind of rocky until Panini's kicked out, and then I don't know what's gonna happen. I think that there is that's a whole other podcast episode on what the future could be with Panini overlords. And frankly, my personal grievances or cares fall into: will you make the dealer experience better for people who buy, sell, and trade? Will you get rid of redemptions, which it seems that they have made a priority? And how will you try and continue to try to innovate? Topps has not nailed every single new thing they've done. There's a lot of things I do like that they have done and try. I am so goddamn excited for Topps Dynasty for UEFA. It is going to be incredible. It's going to be one of the best soccer products that have
Is
come
there a
out.
price tag on that yet?
I imagine those boxes are going to be
At least
500,
1,000, right?
500 to $1,000. I
Yeah.
have no idea where it's going to fall in that price range. 500 to $1,000 at least.
I mean, a Messi Dynasty game used nice patch auto is probably like 8 to 10K at least.
If not more.
Yeah.
There's like 15 or so one-of-one versions. They posted about it. I'll try to pull it up super quick. I don't remember the exact number, but I know I saw it and I loved how it looked. Oop, that's not Instagram. That's not Instagram. Oopsie. Hang on, let me find this. Man, my Instagram feed is so fucking bad. This is not good. All I got is this Carver Life making dick jokes. Here it is. Oops, that's the share link. Kai, I'm a professional, right?
If you say so.
Thank you. I appreciate that. These are
Disgusting.
dude, they are the most incredible cards I've ever seen for soccer. That is 9 1-of-1s, maybe 10. I didn't exactly count. I think it's 9. Yeah, it's
I
a
don't
3 robot.
necessarily love that there's 9 of them, but I mean they're all sick.
So there's 9 1-of-1s there, and then the Messi Holland, which I can't tell that's a 1-of-1. The checklist for that is either going to be absolutely nuclear or trash because you have to balance it out. But it does look really
Is
good.
Ronaldo under that umbrella of like signing for them?
I
don't really do soccer, so I don't really know.
Ronaldo is weird because he's in the Saudi league. I don't I don't know what's gonna happen.
Does the
I have
league
to.
they're in like impact their signing deal though?
It shouldn't, but Ronaldo is kind of weird, and I don't want to claim I'm an expert in the inner workings of the soccer world. Which is he 2022? I mean, he is signing stuff. Like, this is Topps products. There's Obsidian. There's Topps Finest.
It's so crazy that stuff like that sells for that much.
I mean, $4,000 for an Eminence one is kind of feels
Sorry,
kind of
not
cheap.
those. I meant the whatever the fuck was at the top.
Yeah, the jersey number
The
Topps Finest.
Obsidian thing too.
The Obsidian is just that's very stupid. This I love. $4,000 for the Eminence patch auto to 10. Like that
Nice
feels
patch too.
that feels kind of cheap considering Messi just did like $18,000 for the 101. That's the 10.
Yeah, I don't know anything about this stuff.
Eminence is a phenomenal product. They did it once or twice. And then Flawless, they did the 1 year. So I don't claim to be an expert in soccer cards. I just buy a lot of it, and have done pretty well when I've bought soccer.
I remember that one Messi Eminence auto you had at like 7 Dallases ago.
Yeah, you talking about the gold ink one?
Yeah.
That one I did lose money on, but I bought it at the wrong time. But like I recovered well from it. But that's just like one of those things where had I like sat on the card, I should see it. Had I sat on that card, how would I have done?
You had
I
that
lost
for a long time.
I know. I had that for quite a while. But that's just like it was not Eminence, it was Noir. I was Noir. The last time one sold, it did $5,500 November 2023. This was not my card. Well, it could have been my card. It wasn't me selling it. I did get more than that value, which is nice. Probe Steam Rare one, it did $4,750, $6,800, 61. Yeah, there's I'll just show I'll pull back up my screen one more time. It's a pretty card. But yeah, it was I think they did Noir 1 year, maybe 2. What's crazy is this version of the card does a lot. That's $33,000 for PSA 8 in 2024. But it's like their version of like Spotlight.
Oh yeah, that's sick.
It's an incredible dude. This is a fucking amazing card. One of my favorites I've ever seen. Actually, I've seen this in person too, but that one's not very good. I don't know. Maybe I'll see my eBay listing here if I even. Oh, there it is. Yeah, 61. I moved in 2022. So I lost money, but could have been worse. Especially when you look at hindsight, I actually did okay considering where they ended up going.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I lost money, but it is what it is. I didn't like go into financial ruin over that.
It happens.
Dude, I've lost plenty of money. Are you kidding me? I've lost thousands of dollars. I've made more, thankfully. Whenever I try to get people into sports cards, I tell them that same thing. I give them all my massive failures. I have a Josh Rosen card somewhere. I have the Josh Rosen 101 Eminence, not Eminence, Impeccable. I still have that, yeah.
Were you just gonna keep it forever?
I'm gonna die with that card, dude.
That's the one.
I'm gonna die with Josh Rosen 101. It doesn't matter.
I think that's the one thing I think people. I don't want to say mostly like kids now, but I will say mostly kids now like have such a hard time is like moving on from stuff and like recouping the money, whereas they think they need to like make profit to sell a card every time. I don't know if you've noticed that recently. It kind of just seems like that's the case more.
I think that's a larger issue. I think more of the conversation is like we are so afraid to lose and like people don't know how to handle losing very well. I'm one of them. I am the biggest sore. I'm the worst sore loser ever. I've said this to you multiple times in real life too. My biggest pet peeve is losing. I fucking hate losing more than anything else in the world.
Agreed.
So, yeah, I know that. I can admit that about myself. But, like, the industry does not care. It's not about how many times you win or lose. It's like how you react accordingly. But when I bought this Josh Rosen, I paid $1,500 for it in 2017. So, like, it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't, or 2018, whatever it was. It doesn't matter. Those losses don't matter anymore.
That's such a buy. Wow.
I mean, is it a buy?
Nah, I mean, like, that's just such an interesting buy. Holy shit.
I mean, listen, I tried, and then I got Jack back when I bought his Marlins ball and I sold it. So we're even, Jack. Fuck you. Hope you're watching at this point.
I feel like you should, for the good of the community, you should just put it at auction.
No. Actually, here's what I'll do. And I'll make this promise now because it's at the end of the episode. If Sold Too Early ever becomes a top 10 podcast in the U.S. at any moment in time, could be a day after release an episode.
Overall or category?
I'm going to give a category because
Okay,
we actually got to number 20 in Canada for like multiple days, which was cool. If Sold Too Early ever reaches in the top 10 of the U.S. for hobby, which is incredible, could be for a day, could be for an hour, doesn't matter. If I see proof of that, I will give it away, and I will give the Josh Rosen Impeccable 101 away. I have to go find it. I know where it is. I'm not gonna grab it right now, but yeah, if you want a worthless card, I'll just give it away for memes. I can also throw in this too, which I do have here because I was gonna send it off to consignment, but I'm probably gonna lose money on it anyway, so it doesn't matter. This is one of the worst cards I've ever owned in my entire life.
The fuck is that?
That
is a chopped in half Prism Auto?
We're gonna get to that. We're gonna break this down and then we're gonna call it an episode. This is 2018 The Bar, Josh Rosen, The Bar Mementos, Certified Panini Auto. So yeah, we're gonna break it down by steps. The first one is the cut in half.
Hold on, Dave. I feel bad for people not watching.
You better, if you're listening to this podcast, you better turn on your YouTube screen. And I'll take a picture too, and I'll put it in the podcast at the end here. You have the cut Prism Auto. That's a stupid face. The cut Prism Auto right there. Ruby Red Wave, whatever. His goddamn eyes are cross-eyed. They're cross-eyed. Look at him. It is an original sketch of my fucking nightmares. And then you have a ticket. That way. And you just have a ticket sticking in there from, I guess, his NFL debut.
It feels like he's like trapped in the card. I
think I have Josh Rosen's soul. If you want this instead of the impeccable 1-of-1 future watcher or listener, why? Why would you want this? Why would you do this to yourself? I bought this also from Jack. Fuck you, Jack.
You gotta stop talking to him.
No. I saw him at National. He knows. He knows what he's done. Yeah, this is gonna be the last thing I see before I die.
We're gonna put that in your coffin.
Yeah, please do. I think that's the only way we can ever get away from this thing.
Nestor Cortez is gonna lightly place that on top of you.
Yeah, he never got back to me. I sold the ball. Oops. All right. Anyway, this is my nightmare. Hopefully this podcast is yours as well. Next week we'll have Jacob, if I don't get in trouble, because there's a lot of shit here that will get me in trouble. Bye.